is created. Now, in that, what I want to do is I want to assume two things. I want to assume naive realism, and I want to assume a B theory of time. If anyone has any problems with that right now, just get it out. Naive realism,
No.
B theory of time. Exactly. I didn't think any.
And, I don't
I think everybody pretty much accepts both of those. Naive realism we can work with. I get it. But here's what I want to do. I want to step away from these things for a second, and I want to really start focusing on, like, the way in which we define our terms. So, for example, in the statement that I just made, it is more likely than not that the universe was created. Immediately, two problems pose themselves. One is, how do you interpret the word creation? And number two is, how do you interpret the word universe? Now, depending on how we interpret these particular words, we can get different answers. So, for example, universe. What does that mean? And I would ask Aron Ra in his rebuttal or in his opening or whatever to tell me what he thinks it means. Universe. Reality. What I would say is that I think what he will do is he will say that these are just the things that can be proven or that can be demonstrated via the scientific method, what have you. I'll grant that for the time being. So that's universe, right? Creation. That's a bigger problem. A much bigger problem, actually. Because what we see is that
I don't want to interrupt real quick, Jason, but your time is kind of catching up on you. You're going to have to start getting to your point a little bit quicker. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then I cede my time. My time. If
you haven't said anything, you haven't said anything yet. I mean, like you haven't stated your case yet. You have to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to get to your point, like what your proof or whatever.
My proof.
Right.
I'm not making a deductive argument. I'm making an inductive argument, which means we're talking about probabilities. Is it more likely than not that the universe was created? What does the word created mean? I could take that to be existential or formal. I'll take formal. So, like, for example, Kyle, you were created from your parents. Steve, you were created from your parents. The universe was created, 13.5 billion years ago by a process that we don't understand. What does the word created actually mean? Now, see, here's where, if you jump cut me with the fucking time thing, then I'm going to ask you for definitions. What does the word created mean? Because created, to me, look, if you take the law of the conservation of energy, you will understand that nothing can be created nor destroyed. However, formally, we observe formal creation all over the place, which is why you exist, why I exist, why everything that is a form exists. So, like, if you want to pull the plug. I concede my time. Look, if you're going to fucking do this shit, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question real quick, just before we continue. Let me ask you a question real quick, and I want you to be honest with me, okay? Have you had anything to drink prior to coming on here?
Yeah, water.
Water. Okay. Well, I'm just asking, and here's why I ask, because when I talked to you, the first time a couple weeks back, you had a pretty coherent line of thinking and how you were going to approach this. And I interjected a second ago to let you know that this can't go on for 3 hours. And it was, I mean, you weren't getting to your point. So I was trying to give you a friendly little nudge to get to the point already so that we can begin. Because it's been 15 minutes. I'm not sure you've really said much so far. And I'm wondering if there's a reason for that. Hold on. And then you want to start going and saying that I'm jump cutting you in time or something like that. That has zero to do with it. I was giving you a nudge to get to the point. No one's trying to outdo your time. So do you have a reason that you think that the earth is created or not? And if you do, can we get to that point?
Yes. Look at you guys. You guys are funny as shit.
We are hilarious. And we're waiting with great anticipation.
I know, right?
You have our undivided attention. This is unusual. Me, Kyle, and Aron in the same room, and nobody's talking.
At this point, I could cede my time because I think he's going to make my point for me. Go ahead.
Wow. So how long do I have? Tell me my time. No, because he conceded his time to me.
Yeah, just go.
So
please.
both of them are conceding their time to each other.
Wow, you guys are getting rather triggered.
Here's what we'll do. I'm not triggered, man. Look, you're reading too much into this. Can you make the case of why you have mathematical proof for the existence of God?
Steve.
There's a place we can start.
Triggered would not ever mean, no, you go ahead, present your case. I don't need to talk. Let me just listen to you. At no point does anything like triggered ever come into that. Go ahead.
Not even close.
So let's go with the mathematical proof of God. That's something that is concrete, and we can work with and go from there.
Mathematical proof because I forgot to bring my abacus.
Nice.
We can run it by Cortana or Siri if you've got that.
So you did a video on this. Can you take us through the mathematical proof of God, Jason?
Yes.
Oh God, I just said her name and she came up on my computer. Oops. Everybody in the live chat, like all the windows just went to.
I'll make you all worship before the day is done. But hey, look, that was not a formal proof. It was an informal proof. And the idea behind it is my metaphysics, which is unique. And the one thing that I really wanted to get done tonight that I'm sad has not been getting to is that we need to re-examine labels. Like, for example, am I a theist or am I an atheist? Well, that depends on your label. And so do so much of reality depend on these labels. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, mathematically, we know that there are certain numbers that are incapable of measurement. These are called transcendental numbers. Steve, jump in anytime you want.
Are we talking about
respect you.
Yeah, that's not the definition I would use.
No, we're not
Are we
talking
about the square root
I.
of -1?
No,
that's imaginary.
We're talking about pi and e.
Pi is transcendental, yes. And e is transcendental.
Exactly, transcendental numbers.
It means they don't have no real
These
roots
are no
in the equation. That's all. That's all it means. But what
these are no.
Y'all are stepping over each other. Steve, let him finish his point, please.
Yeah, quit interrupting people.
No, Steve's fine. Dude, Steve.
That's such a bad man.
Steve is fine.
I'm
Steve
so
can interrupt me anytime
I'm frustrated right now, Jason. I'm frustrated.
No, I'm not
right
trying
now, okay?
to. I'm just. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Listen,
and I'm trying to help
I
you
very
out.
rarely get frustrated, but you're not saying anything, and I really want you to say something. Like, I really want you. You said a lot of words, but you're not saying anything that we can tangibly grasp, like latch onto, and have a discussion about. If it's a thing where it's going to be like how you see things and how we see things, and it's one of those type of arguments, this is not going to go anywhere, and we really need it to go somewhere.
Help me out with my remedial
where do you want
math.
it to go?
Okay. Help me out with my remedial math because I don't understand. I mean, I've seen pi in algebra and in geometry, so in both cases would indicate that it can be measured.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea of an immeasurable number is a little bit bizarre. I mean, even I has a value in some degree.
It does.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. It has a measure, but you cannot measure it with any yardstick. That's okay. Pi.
I'm going to give you 5 minutes before we say goodbye to you, Jason. So please get to a point. It's
wow. This might be the most surreal conversation I've ever had in my life. I'm actually really enjoying it.
This is not working. And you have a bunch of people sitting here wanting something. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes to get to a point.
You know what, Kyle? You can fuck yourself. I'll take the 10 minutes. No, seriously. You give flat earthers more respect than you give me.
They actually say something. It may be bullshit, but they actually say something.
I am saying something, but you flipped the script on me.
I did. How
you wanted me to talk about? You wanted to look, dude. You wanted to talk about one thing. We can talk about another. Is the universe created? Depends on what you mean by the word created. Created according to what? An existential cause or a formal cause? I will say that the universe is created formally.
Okay, can I jump in real quick, Kyle? You mind?
No, he's going somewhere now.
Okay, because he's talking about Aristotelian four causes. That's all his argument is. It's just which cause of the Aristotelian four causes are you going to appeal to? That's it. That's the entire argument in a nutshell.
I told him that
formal material and final. That's it.
That's fine. I told him he has 10 minutes. We're gonna give him his 10 minutes. I'm gonna follow through with what I said. But if we get that 10 minutes and there's nothing that Aron can work with, then that's just it. But I'm gonna give him his 10 minutes.
You guys are funny. You guys are really funny, man.
He's actually a professional comedian. So yeah, that's
Clock's
his job.
Ticking, Jason.
Say jokes.
How are you going to leave out of here, Jason? Are you going to leave out of here not lasting longer than any flat earther, or do you actually want to make an attempt at having a discussion about something? The choice is yours, man. I mean, we're going to sit here and chat either way. It's either going to be with you or without you.
Fine. With me.
You need to talk then.
Yeah, I kind of get that. Let me ask you
agreed on
this.
something. Fantastic. Mazel tov.
Let me ask you something. Do you believe in the principle of parsimony?
Occam's razor. Yeah.
He's asking.
Yes.
Aren't.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's talking to Aron.
I'm asking all of you.
Well, it's between you and Aron. Steve and I are just here to guide this.
Especially you, Kyle. No, fuck you, Kyle.
No, listen. You're especially me right now because I'm the one that's holding you to task. That's the only reason. It has nothing else to do with me. So, and I get that. Okay, I get it. But direct your questions to Aron because that's who you're having the discussion with. Okay, let's not derail us any further. So, Aron, do you believe in parsimony?